Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So let's have a look at the SandBox, or like the Sand token, one of the biggest, like I would say, gaming coin in the market. And as of now, it's not looking good for these gaming tokens. So again, as of now, if we see some kind of huge news around gaming, that could actually help these tokens, but as of now we don't have that. So again, I think the biggest catalyst that can basically save like these gaming tokens would be some kind of news, massive news around these gaming tokens. But again, we don't have that. So as of now, if you look here, everything is like going down. That does includes immutable, which is below 1 billion. That is surprising, I would say. And if you look at like overall market cap of these gaming tokens, it is at like 9 billion. So if we just look here, at some point I believe it was, let's see if we can get the, so at some point it was above 25 billion, or it was somewhere around 35 billion back in December. It went as high as like around 18 billion, and again even back in like 2024 March it went as high as 20 billion. So again in 2025 we don't have that. So again, if you look here in 2025, the market cap of these gaming tokens has been struggling really hard. Back like in June, it did go as low as 5 billion, and again I think we have a new low here. So that is not a good look for these gaming tokens overall. Now in terms of like, if we talk about the SAN itself, recently they have had like the alpha season 6, and if you look here, there was no like impact of that on sand. So I don't think that this was a good look, as you can see. And again, although the ecosystem has been growing and they have been posting a lot, so they have been also partnering, they also have had a lot of partners as well. But again, overall the gamify is struggling, and because of that the sand is struggling along with it, and it did hit a new low of 2025. You can see somewhere around like 16 cent, I think. Yes, so as of now, if you look at its price, so this is like back when the meta rebranded, we saw a massive surge from these gaming tokens, and like the token has been in the downtrend ever since 2021 as well, as you can see. And as of now, it did actually end up hitting $1 in November or December, but it could not break this downtrend. So as of now, I think it is following this downtrend. So eventually, if we do get a breakout from here, from this red line, it could be a big thing for the sand. But as of now, I don't think that is possible unless we see some kind of massive news or some kind of massive announcement from the sand itself. But as of now, we don't have that. Again, if again, I think there are a lot of like traders who are interested in these gaming tokens, and sand is like one of the better options, I think, in like in these tokens, because we have Floki, and that is like some kind of meme token as well as gaming token. But again, after that we have immutable, which is a layer 2 as well. So the SandBox is like purely, I would say, the metaverse and the gaming like token. That is better option there out there as of now. If you look at its price, so again, if you're planning to get the sand, like if you're planning to dollar cost average it, I think the best entry is again going to be somewhere around 16 to 14 cent, and I think that is the point where we'll most likely see a rebound as well. Again, it did nearly hit like 16 cent, but again, I think if the BTC goes down, we will most likely see a retest as low as 14 cent, and I think that could be the best entry for the sand. And there is a possibility that we may see a big rebound as well. The reason being that the reason behind the rebound could be that back in 2021, when it hit like this exact level, the sand basically like surged after that like of over 5,000%. So there is a possibility that after hitting this level again, I think there will most likely be a lot of orders here. So the possibility of a rebound is likely really high. Again, if it does go up, I think the possibility of sand like surging as high as 100% is really high if it hits this level. That is what I'm thinking as of now. Again, if you just look at like the trend that it has been ever since December, so if we do get like a breakout from this point, I think, so let me just draw it. So let's just go here. So I think if we get again a breakout from this level, So let's say that if it hits this level, like if it hits this mark, and if we do get a breakout from here, I think the possibility of sand going as high as I think 50 cent or even 32 cent is really high. It can also go as high as 40 cent as well. So again, I think this does depends on some kind of news, but again, even if we don't see any news, there is a possibility that because of this order block, we may have a lot of orders here, and we could see a really good rebound from this point as well. So that is what I'm looking for as of now for the sand. So now in terms of their governance, we don't have anything else as well. So if they announce some kind of buyback or something like that, there is a possibility that we could see a really good surge, but again, we don't have that as well. So again, I think the sand is at like a really good support. So if we get some kind of catalyst or some kind of news that can push the sand higher, I think it can easily go as high as 32 to like 40 cent, I think really easily, if we get something like that. But again, I think to do that, it does need some kind of news. So let's say if we see a massive crash in the market, let's say BTC goes below 80k or even 90k, I think the possibility of sand like going like below 10 cent or below 10 cent is really high. And if it happens, I think it may eventually end up finding itself somewhere around 9.7 cent. That is another really good entry point, or somewhere around, I would say 7.6 to I think 7.6 to 10 cent is a really good entry point as well for this token. But overall, I think this support is really good, because if you look here, back in February 2021, it did hit this support, and back in like June of 2021, it did hit this support. And again, now after like 4 years, we are again at a exact same spot. So there is a possibility that we could see a really good surge if it hits this level. So I'm looking at like on 14.5 if BTC holds. So if BTC doesn't hold, I think it can go as low as 10 cent or even 12 cent. But again, if BTC holds, I think it will rebound really strong from this 14.5 or 14.6 cent level. Again, I think if we look at the state of gamified tokens, it's not looking good, to be honest. So we have Immutable that is struggling. We have SandBox, they are struggling in terms of market cap as well as in the volume. So if you look at the volume, like for 34 million, 43 million, it is really low, I would say. Even if you look at the Gala does have a higher volume, I think because it was trending due to their Gala pump. But overall, I think this is not a good look like to the gamified tokens. Again, I think if we do get some kind of journal news for these gamified tokens, Sand will be like one of the first tokens that will most likely see a big rebound. That is what I think will happen, because it is at a really good support. But again, we never know. Again, as I said, I'm looking at a rebound around 14.5 cent. Anyways, thanks for watching. I will be back with more. Thank you.